We said that we could use this list indexOf method to search for items on a list rather than doing the work ourselves as we did with this for each loop. IndexOf is probably one of the worst names imaginable for this function. What this function does is it's really search for a match for something that looks like one that's on the list. So we pass it one that looks like the one we're looking for, and indexOf will do the job of seeing whether or not it can find a match. That also means that the equals method is probably also misnamed. It's not really equals, but it is similar to or looks enough like some other object to consider them to be the same. In addition, indexOf, when it finds something, doesn't give you the item back directly. What it does is it returns the position on the list where it was found. So we might find this item at position number 3, so now we have to turn around to the list object again. We could say, well, that's nice that you found it at position 3, but now could you go get it for me? So retrieving things is almost always a two-stage process. In addition, if we don't find something on the list, found position actually will get a -1. indexOf will return a -1, saying that we couldn't find it. It gives us back an invalid position on the list because the numbers on the list go from 0 to however many items you have. So if you tried to retrieve an item here at the -1 position, the get would actually die because that doesn't exist within the bounds of the list. So invariably there's also an if statement that appears in this code immediately after indexOf to say if found position isn't a -1, then I guess we actually found it, and then we'll do the retrieval. So we've just shortened it at this point. Now, if you want to see whether or not indexOf is actually making use of your equals method, the good thing to do is go into the equals method and put a breakpoint at the start of the routine, and then use the debugger to go until you hit that breakpoint. And here, if you look at the stack trace, we can see that we ended up in our equals method, drivers main at line 112 called array lists indexOf, and array lists indexOf called hockey players equals to do the work. If you look at the two items that we've got, you can see that this variable, or the current object, has the name Daniel Sedin, but it's the fake one that has no goals and assists, the one that we made to look like the one that we actually wanted to find. There's the real one, who happens to be the first guy on the list, and there's Daniel Sedin, but he has goals and assists. So the current object's values are being compared against the other one that you're handed, which also happens to be a hockey player. And in this case, since the first name and the last name match, we know that we found the hockey player at position 0 on the list.